You know, it's not uncommon for a debut record to be good. However, it's rare for a debut album to absolutely blow my mind. But here we are. Hi people, and how my Chili Con Carnage crew is a man of producers, I'm From My Eyes, Chili here, doing a 5-minute review on Druidess' newest album, The Product of My Love. This little album nearly slipped through the cracks of my fingers, but because of an awesome publicity stunt by the band, they have gained some major traction with a video of theirs, of course, where they performed under the bridge. No, not that bridge, this one. This video has done the rounds on social media, and this 10-second clip certainly impressed me enough to go and listen to their music. Lavender was the first single the band released back late last year, and is an instant earworm with its semblance of an aloft guitar riff that plays out before crashing into this song with some crushingly heavy shoegaze territory guitar tones. It is that perfect single to lead the debut album, and its style in music is even perfect for use in TikTok videos, and I bet it has started a trend, of course, a bit more recently. It just contains this wickedly perfect smooth as satin quality to its presence, and it worked on so many levels. In fact, if I knew that this track existed last year, I would have most certainly placed it in my top 10 songs for 2023. In fact, it hit me so hard, I had to go back and play the song 2 more times in a row to try and chase that feeling of elation, and we are only 3 tracks deep into the album at this point. I don't know why, but I feel like this tune was also the first piece the band wrote together, where they gelled and just came a complete functioning unit. In fact, this single was so good that I was indeed concerned if the band could even follow up the rest of the record. Perhaps they would be reclused to being a one and done type of outfit. I mean, how do you overcome this peak? Right from the start of this track, I was apprehensive because of its slow and dreary intro. Don't get me wrong, as far as heavy chugging doomy riffs go, this is extremely adept, but as a follow-up to Lavender, the previous song, this paled in comparison. That was until, of course, we hit that 2.5 minute mark, and then this part kicked in. It was at this thrashy part that I instantly needed to turn my car speakers up to their limits and fist pump in unison with the breakneck pace on this breakdown. Hell, I was so into it I probably made a mess of myself, and then we of course get into that long outro, which is whipped into timing with the drumming and curling bass hooks that both play off each other so well. If I stated earlier that this song paled in comparison, it's because I jumped to conclusions, because this track right here is the real deal. It's one fucking sick puppy that is deserving of its spot and better than the preceding piece. That's right, I said what I said, and nothing will change my mind. Now, one of the more curious aspects about the group is the fact that it is very difficult to find any band history on their origin. In a search for these guys, it could lead you to a band from England or another doom metal outfit from Sao Paulo, and both are not related to this group. In fact, if you head over to their YouTube channel, their description states that if you like grunge and typo negative, then you will hate us, in a sense of humour that is very similar to the latter band that I mentioned. In fact, I'd say that the lack of information available has helped their cause to a degree by making more people search for them in an attempt to get to know who Druidess are, and of course this leads to more search engine optimization results that lead back to the band and of course their music. So we have 2 awesome tracks back to back, and you're wondering, what about the rest of this album? Well, I can confirm that the following track, Roll Back, which was also released as a single, is another banger, which goes balls to the wall with its relentless approach performed in under 3 minutes, and super dense riffage. Really, it is just a back-to-back superb pieces here that follows afterwards, because Inertia is just a red hot piping piece that lays it on thick and in a substantial offering of metal. But the next song I wanted to drive home was Amphetamine, a hefty offering of head-banging goodness rolled into a short song that harkens to bands of old, like Tad or Helmet, with their vocals performed at full throttle, and of course a nice guitar tone that suits the piece so well. Now, I'm not going to say that this record is perfect for its entire runtime, and one of the major issues has to be with the song I Don't Know, which is another single and is such a deviation to what has been offered so far and will be offered later. There is something about this tune that screams very first song ever written, and for whatever reason has been kept on the record, but aside from this track, I have nothing negative to say about the album as a whole. Instead, I'm going to mention the other highlights, which had to be Lily of the Valley, with its Kaya-styled stoner rock take, Van Horn for that wickedly distorted bass intro that lives rent-free in my mind, the Sniffing Account, which has this wicked staccato-styled chugging tunes, and of course I haven't even mentioned their last tune, Brahmaistra, or is that how it's pronounced? This 7-minute doomy affair that closes out the album with an intense and passionate solo has key sections that help build up the atmosphere to its crux at the halfway point as we slowly build the song back up for the rest of the roller coaster ride of musical wonder that slams you and leaves you wanting to press that replay button so fast that Adam Sandler himself would have whiplash. Damn, you are a wonderful album, and one that feels like a band far beyond its years with experience in songwriting. Overall, I would give this album a score of 11 million chilies on the spicy scale, with my favourite tracks being Lavender, Vacancy, Rollback, Amphetamine, Lily of the Valley, and Brahmaistra. In the history of all my 5-minute reviews, I have only given 2 other albums a score of 10 million chilies or above, but both of these bands have been on the circuit for at least 20 years plus. I have never scored a debut album so highly or enjoyed one as immensely as this in quite a long time. The hype is real, people. This album is lit and is worthy listening to immediately. If you were going over a weighbridge and this album was playing on your speakers, then most likely a warning will pop up stating that you are too heavy, because this is what the record contains in a nutshell. A fine blend of doom metal meets grunge with some thrashy undertones in areas, and is for fans of bands like Tad, Typo Negative, The Melvins, Deftones, or just good fucking music in general. If you've enjoyed this content, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to us, and stay notified for future music related content, because it keeps our manager happy at the end of the day. We are also on Discord, Instagram, Facebook, and all those other social platforms if you want to check us out. As always, people, you have a great day and stay spicy.